no excuse? What do you mean no excuse?
We are working hard to make enough equipment for all of the hunters. Our armaments will be superior to anything else you find on the battlefield.
Would like to barter with you.
I am no merchant, but I have plenty that you may need.
Two games too early is no excuse. Bruh. Bruh. Druid Blessing. A cloth helmet.
Bruh.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying to you. It's a bruh moment. I have so... Ow! My ears! Werewolf pelt. Yeah, I wish there was a sell all button. Learning Russian is hard. It's like Russian roulette with no luck. You can kiss it goodbye, it's no such thing as sympathy. When the disease is entering, at first glance your instinct says the stranger's a little dangerous. The cat was killed, the curious thrill, now Christ has left the manger. That's what I think of when I hear Russian. Athras.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Where's Athras? Dalish Knight. Elven Girl. Elf Woman, Elf Girl, Dalish Knight. Elora. There we are.
You have returned. Is there any chance you have news of Delilah?
I do.
You have news? Have you found her? Are you certain?
She's dead.
Dead? What happened to her? Was it as I thought?
She died from the curse. Zathrian told you the truth.
The Keeper told me the truth? Are you certain?
Absolutely. If you must know, she was a werewolf.
So I was right. But what became of her?
She died, Athris. Not before she sent her love.
She told you that? Yes. That is what she would do. At least she is at peace. Here is the amulet, as I promised. Now I should go and make arrangements. I must mourn my wife as is proper. Dareth Shira, fare you well.
What do you mean Morrigan? I love you, sweetie.
I understand we will be joining you in battle as soon as the hunters have recovered. I look forward to it.
Think of it, Zevran. You may have stumbled into a most delightful possibility for your future.
Oh, are you dispensing professional advice now?
It simply occurs to me that if, say, Alistair were to become King of Ferelden, he may have need of someone of your talents.
From what I know of the fellow, it seems there would be a fair difference between what he needed and what he cared to make use of.
If Alistair becomes king, it would certainly not be through any brilliance on his part. Whoever puts him there, now there's the one who will need you.
Now that's an interesting thought. You've such a devious mind, my dear. Why have we not made love as of yet?
For what purpose? I would sooner stab you in the face than let you touch me, elf.
And somehow that makes the idea even more intriguing.
Still, your husband from this game is crazy.
Here I am.
Can you teach others to be assassin?
I'm still thinking about it. I don't yet want the crows to actively hunt me, you see. Maybe later.
All right. I guess I really don't know how to ask you this.
Ask me what? Are you sweating?
No, I mean, yes. I mean, I'm a little nervous, sure. Not that this is anything bad or frightening or... Well, yes. Oh, how do I say this? You think it would be easier, but every time I'm around you, I feel as if my head's about to explode. I can't think straight.
Oh? Oh, that's very sweet.
Here's the thing. Being near you makes me crazy. But I can't imagine being without you. Not ever. You're the first man I've ever spent the night with. And if I have my way, you'll be the last.
Huh? Huh? Wait! Wait! But you're going to be king.
Maybe. You have to know how much I'm looking forward to that idea. If I do become king, I don't know what that will mean for the two of us. I never thought I'd find someone like you, after all. But if you want to stop this now, before it goes any further...
No. Of course not.
Good. I'm glad. Let's move on then. We've got a long way to go yet. Something you need, my dear?
I love you. That was a big kiss.
Something you need, my dear?
I'd like to discuss something private.
Well, we're in camp. Now's as good a time as any to talk, right?
Where do you see this going? Between us?
I don't know. Arleman wants to make me king at the Lands Meet. I never ever wanted that, not in my wildest dreams. But I won't refuse it if it's in the best interest of the nation either. I love you. You know that, right? But I have no idea what being king will mean for us. I'll have to think about that.
I'll let you go, Alistair. No matter what.
Let's hope we have that option. This isn't really the time for this conversation. Please, let's just talk about this another time.
Why is this kind of... So the story is inching towards heartbreak. Why is this starting to resemble a tragedy?
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little bit about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Do you want to go back?
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
I was born in Highever, in the north.
Oh, I have never seen that place. I am sure it has its charms, and its dogs. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Leather? Oh, that is odd.
I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
Sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather, perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Your home is still there, Zevran.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a Grey Warden, and then spared my life to fight the Darkspawn? I could not.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Even Grey Wardens who spare the lives of assassins? Understood. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Zevran approves. Liliana! Please say you remember
I
Liliana.
was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
That is comforting.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
Zevran up.
Have you heard much about the Grey Wardens of old?
I know they were more special in the old days.
It was said that watching the Wardens ride in on their white griffins was enough to rouse a weary heart and put the dance back in the step of an old man. The Grey Wardens were powerful, feared and respected, but they also inspired the common people. I remember a tale that was told to me many years ago.
Go on.
The Blight had ravaged the land for months, and the armies of the great kings had amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky above, it illuminated a vast, seething horde of darkspawn, with the archdemon at its head. And it was then, when courage seemed to fail, and all lost to death and despair, that the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums, and stood before the armies of men.
And what happened then?
The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth, ever between the men and the encroaching Darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies and held that line until the Archdemon was dead and the last Darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. And then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds finally rolled back and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, and none of their blood had been spilled.
I like happy endings.
This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, and yet about them all. They have always defended us from the Darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. People may have forgotten over the centuries, but nothing has changed. This knowledge has been blessing and burden to Grey Wardens past, and now it shall be your blessing and your burden.
Win approves. Sten?
Yes.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Actually, never mind.
Very well.
Let's go.
As you wish.
Shale. Never mind. More again?
I await your command.
Never mind.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. It may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Blood isn't how important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes.
Lyrium-addled?
He can work
What's
an
that?
enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Have you heard any rumors?
The Darkspawn have attacked Lothering. I don't think everyone even had fled by the time they came, either. Word has it they swarmed the entire area, making off with prisoners and burning down the buildings. And then they were gone. Just as quick. I wonder if there's anyone left. I heard some chanters were going to head down south, maybe to try to find some survivors. I'm not holding out hope myself. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
But where do these goods come from? Not the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tides, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
Let's see your wares, Bodan.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Super close to being able to purchase it though. Okay. Inventory. Or again, Alistair. Liliana. Don't need that. Okay. Yeah. When? Why are you invisible, Win? Win, sweetie, why are you invisible? Let's not. Those are a fashion statement. That is a fashion statement. Am I correct, Tara? No, bad Tara.
You and your friends are formidable folk.
No, good Tara. Tara's learning. I have 150. I could buy that. The war axe. Tara appreciates what she saw. What they saw. Sorry, not she. Sorry. Pet Dilly Sota. Isn't Dill happy today?
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Sir! What? No! This is abuse.
Yes. Oh, blast it.
You need to travel deep underground to the fabled dwarven city of Orzammar to lead the trust of their king and the dwarven troops to your army.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Lost it.
Got it.
Okay. Heavy gloves. Massive helmet. Armor. Strength. Sure. Then we need some boots. Okay. Also, Dill. Oh, not a Grey Warder. Got it. Well, that's terrifying. That's absolutely horrifying. I was gonna say that's a Kunari, but that's terrifying actually. Dill, you're my friend, right? You're my good friend. We're such good friends, aren't we?
How nice. How nice. How nice. How nice.
That it? I bet Dill would love to give me head pats right now. Wouldn't you, Dill? Dill is a big fan of head pats. Not when you say it like that. Grab my husband.
Yes.
You. And you.
Indeed.
We need to go to Orzammar now. Ruined Temple Village. Where's Orzammar? Knife edge. Oh, didn't mean to go there. Dill, I'm happy to have you here. It's nice to have you here. Okay. We'll grab this and this. What am I investing into? Sure. Could have fooled me. What do you mean? We love you here. That's why we have named
my back.
That's why we named the dog after you, so that you're always with us in spirit, right, Tara? Right, Tara? That's the reason, right? Right?
Oh, you hero. What wonderful timing the Maker has. Darkspawn are coming. Prepare yourself. They'll be here any second.
Oh, boy. Why are there so many?
This'll be fun.
Oh my, that was a hard-fought battle. Jolly well done. Isn't Sir Bryant wonderful? So brave and so handsome. You were brave too, of course. Here, let me give you my father's amulet. It will protect you in your adventures.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Here, you can have it, Mr. No Eyes. Okay. And I leveled up. Okay, let's see here. What are we grabbing? Sure. What rework? Huh? Red Cliff, Ruined Temple, Village of Haven, Frostback Mountains, Denerim, Muscali Ruins. Where is Orzammar? Where is Orzammar? Hera! Help me! Ah, okay.
Now is better than later.
There we are. Found it. That's smart.
You're awake. Did you feel it too? It was like the archdemon saw us. Saw us! What does that mean? I think... Wait. Did you hear that?
Oh, great.
I guess it's like Duncan once said.
I was.
We can sense them, and they can sense us. We'd best be more careful from now on. This camp isn't safe any longer.
What will they send next? Darkspawn tax collectors?
Fortifications should be built around the camp.
How unnerving.
It will be more difficult to sleep here now.
What, no trap? No ambush? Huh. Some assassins.
Got it. I'll get on it.
What's on your mind?
Have you changed your mind about Alistair and me?
I have watched you for a time, and perhaps I was wrong. There seems to be something special between the two of you. He seems less guarded when in your company, allows himself to relax, and he seems genuinely happy.
Oh, I am happy with him.
I think I was too harsh in my judgment before, and I am sorry.
You wanted what was best for both of us.
What you have may not last forever. Death and duty may part you, but love's worthiness is not diminished because of that. I should have seen this before. Instead, you learn to cherish every precious moment that you spend together, knowing that it may be the last. And for those
you're
of us
hinting
watching,
to something.
well, it brings warmth to these old bones to know that something so beautiful can be found in the midst of chaos and strife.
Why do I feel like she's hinting at something?
What's on your mind?
Do you have any regrets at all?
I try not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which there are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life, made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else.
What did you do?
Years ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice. Anarin was an elf, raised in one of the elven alienages, and he was very mistrustful of humans, especially humans in authority.
Humans like you?
I was his mentor, an authority figure. He can't have liked me very much. What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home, time to emerge from his shell, so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was young and arrogant. He is a mage, I thought. He needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him, too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential just to be difficult.
And what did he think of you?
Oh, I dread to think. I was a harsh taskmistress. He might have thought I was a demon in disguise. You cannot plant crops in the cold, wintry ground. You cannot teach a student who is closed off and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that too late to help him.
What happened to Anarin?
Anarin ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down.
He's dead then.
They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving of death. He was a child, misunderstood and lost. I begged the Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him.
It's not your fault, Wynne.
I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed Anarin. All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish. He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves.
I think it's time to forgive yourself.
The apprentices that came after Anarin benefited greatly from the lessons I learned from him. In a sense, he was my teacher, and I his student.
And maybe his sacrifice was worthwhile.
And there it is. My story, my one greatest regret.
Everyone thinks your love will be a tragedy. Should have chosen a different lover. Listen,